So type of A is int. Now, if I write ID of A, now this will refer to some memory location where this value 10 is stored. Okay, so A is basically storing this variable 10. Okay, something like this. So 10 is stored in A, this variable, and this is the memory location. Now similarly, so this is one type, so this is the integer. Okay, so talking about integer here. Now talking about float or floating point, that means a number that has both an integer and a fractional part separated by a point here. Now let's say 5.6. So storing it in variable B.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a float. Now we can check the type. So type of B is float.
Okay.
Okay, so ID will give me some other memory location where this variable is being stored.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to store, let's say some name. Okay, so Anushka. Okay. Now, if I want to store it in some variable, let's say C. Okay, so C is acting just as a variable here.
Okay.
And if I try to run this code, then I'll get this name error. Name Anushka is not defined.
Okay.
So whenever we are talking about this special type of data, which is this text data. Okay, so this is a type which represent text. So we will either use a single quote or double quotes to represent this string. So this is known as a string. So
Okay.
here I have to put either single quote or double quote. So Anushka within single quote. Now I'm storing it in, let's say, D here. So this will work. If I
Okay.
want to check what is stored in D, so Anushka.
Okay.
What is the type of D? So string.
Okay.
Okay. So this represents string data or text data. So string, that is text data.
Okay.
Now there is another type known as Boolean. So another type of variable which is known as Boolean. Okay. Which will return or which
True.
represent logical values. That means it can be either true or false.
Oh.
Okay. So here if I write true, you can see the change in color. Okay, so it's
Right.
coming in green. And let's say I'm storing it in E. So this is not a string. Okay, so
Okay.
this is Boolean. So this is a valid code.
Okay.
If I look at what is stored in E, so true. What is the type of E? So it's Boolean.
Brilliant. Okay.
So bool or Boolean. Okay. So here I can write a type which represent logical values. A data type that represents logical values. So it can be either true or false. So here if I write f equal to false, so this will also work. Okay.
Okay.
And finally we have this complex number.
Okay.
Okay, so complex number we all know. So it has this real part and then imaginary quantity. So something like this. So a plus ib. Okay, so a represents the real number and b is the imaginary quantity or imaginary part. And I we know it's the square root of minus 1. Okay, so it represents a complex number. So here in Python, We write it in this form. Let's say 5 plus 7j.
Okay.
So what is the type of g? So it's complex.
Okay.
Now if I talk about this variable, let's say 3.1416.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is the means value of pi.
Pi, yeah.
Now let's see if I store it in this variable pi.
Okay.
So now if I check the type of this, so it
Mm-hmm.
will be float.
Float, okay.
Now let's say put this pi, so 3.1416 within single quote, storing it in this same variable, let's say pi. And now if I check the type of pi, now it's a string. That
Okay.
means this is a numeric string.
This is, it is considered as a string though, right? When you,
Right.
yeah,
This is
okay.
considered as a string. Okay. So we have discussed about these different types of variables.
Mm-hmm.
So we have discussed about,
How do you use the complex one? Like where, I mean, is it
yeah.
just
So actually complex number is used when where we actually deal with a lot of mathematics. Okay.
calculations? Okay.
So yeah, for scientific computation. So we will discuss
Okay.
about one package, not the complex number as such, but NumPy,
Okay. Okay.
which is specifically used for, so it is based on this concept of arrays and matrices. Okay.
Okay.
So there we use this.
Okay.
So we have discussed about integer,
Mm-hmm.
float. Okay, so integer means which represent, so a number without any value after the decimal places. Float
Mm-hmm.
means it will have both this whole number as well as this uh, decimal. So after decimal also it has a fractional part. So both integer and the fractional part. Then we discussed about string, which represent text data, boolean, which represent logical values, and then we have this complex number. So these are the different types of variables which are used in Python.
Okay.
Now we will discuss about something known as collections.
Okay.
Okay. So there are different types of collections that are present in Python.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we will start with one collection known as tuples.
Okay.
So what are these collections? Okay, so collection means it contains different types of data. That means all the different types that we discussed. So it will be collected all together. Okay. So first we will start with tuples. So what are tuples? So tuples are immutable data structures. Okay, which
Okay.
contains different types of data. That means it can contain integer, float, string, boolean, complex number all together. Okay,
Okay.
but they are immutable. So that's an important characteristic of tuple. Okay, so here I'll just write this one. So tuples are immutable data structures. So what is this immutable property? That means once we have created a tuple, we cannot modify it.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the used case? If I talk about some used case, so tuples will be used in such scenario where we do not want to modify the elements. Okay, so we want to keep it as it is. So immutable means the elements in tuples cannot be changed.
Do you mean the values inside?
Inside, yes.
Okay.
I'll come to the example.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's say I create one tuple. Now for tuples, we use this pair of round braces. Okay, so here I just put it. For tuples, we use this pair of round braces.
Okay.
Now here I'm just creating one tuple which contains two types of data. Let's say integer and string. So I'm storing this number one, which is an integer, comma a, which is a string, 2, comma b. Okay, 1a 2b. Now this is a tuple. I'm storing it in one variable x. Okay, so I can give any name. So here I'm giving it as x.
Okay.
Now if I look at my x, so this
Mm-hmm.
is the output.
Okay.
Okay. If I want to check the type of x,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a tuple. So output
Okay.
is tuple. Now this is the tuple that I have created. One A, 2 and B.
Mm-hmm.
And I've stored it in X.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's say I want to change this element B. Okay.
Okay.
So always remember this, that Python is a zero-based indexing language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That means the
0 1.
index position of the first element will be 0.
Mm-hmm.
Then 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I want to access some element,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so how we actually do this? So if I write, let's say x
0.
square bracket, okay, so here we'll use this square bracket, let's say 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
That means it refers to this
B.
last element.
Okay.
So here if I write x square bracket 3,
Mm-hmm.
that means it refers
B.
to this last element b.
Okay.
Now let's say I just want to replace this with
Mm-hmm.
some other element. Let's say this string ABC.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'll get this type error
Okay.
stating that tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay.
Okay.
So this gives the immutable property that we were discussing.
Okay.
So if I look into my X, so it has this original
Right.
elements.
Okay.
Now, let's say here I create another tuple, so I'll give the same name, which contains only integers. Okay. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
1, 6, 9, then 2, then 7, then say 4.
Mm-hmm.
So here the elements are not arranged in any specific order.
Right.
Okay. So if I look into my X, so this is how X will look like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 6, 9, 2, 7, 4.
Yeah.
Now let's say I want to arrange it in ascending order.
Okay.
Okay. So then I will use this code sorted X.
Okay.
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 So sorted X will give me this
Yes.
output. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be arranged in ascending order.
Yeah.
Okay. So by default, ascending. Ascending order. Now let's say here I want to sort it in descending order. Okay. Then here I will use this argument reverse, which is set to false. Okay. Now here, if I write this one, so sorted X, comma, reverse equals to false, which is
Mm-hmm.
by default.
Right.
Okay, so I'll get the same output.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so here I'll just set this to true.
True. Okay.
So
Okay.
then it will be sorted in a descending order.
Exciting. Yeah.
Now,
In Python, do you say functions or do you say methods? Like, is this sorted or is it like a
yeah,
package?
these are, I will say functions.
Functions? Okay.
Okay, so these are, you can say user defined functions.
Okay.
Means, sorry, built-in functions, I'll say. Yeah, these are
Okay.
already there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say here, I create two tuples, x1 equals to, uh, let's say I'm just taking some values here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 4 elements. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating one tuple x1 containing 4 elements and another tuple x2 containing 4 elements.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am writing x1 plus x2
Okay.
and storing it in x3.
Next. Mm-hmm.
And now if I look into my x3,
Mm-hmm.
so here what this plus will do is that it will
Oh,
concatenate these two tuples.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So plus will act as a concatenation operator here.
Okay.
So plus is the concatenation operator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's say here I create another two tuples. Let's say y1. Okay, same thing here. So here I can just create it like this. Let's say if I just take a collection of elements here, let's say 2a, 4, b, something like this. Y2 equals to this. So 10, 20, 30, 40 here. Y3 equals to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, something like this. Okay. And I'm writing y1 plus y2 plus y3,
Mm-hmm.
storing it in y, let's say. Okay.
Okay.
So here this class will actually concatenate these three tuples y1, y2, y3.
Yeah.
Now let's say create this tuple y equals to, just taking three elements, let's say A, B, C.
Mm-hmm.
So y is a tuple containing A, B, C.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm writing y using this star. Okay, so y is a tuple. Then I'm using this star operator, and then I'm writing, let's say 1, y star 1.
Mm-hmm.
So then what will happen is that I'll get my tuple that I have already created, ABC.
Okay.
Now let's see if I write y star 2,
Okay.
then what will happen? It will repeat this tuple
Oh, okay.
twice.
Into two. Okay.
Okay. So this star is used for repetition. So y star, let's say 5. So it will
Mm.
be repeated 5 times.
Okay.
Okay. So here talking about this repetition.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's say create this tuple x equals to this. So here I take some elements 1, 3, 5, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 9, like this. Okay, so this is the tuple. Now here x is a tuple. So
Mm-hmm.
type of x is tuple.
Mm-hmm.
Now if I write x dot and I use this tab button,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So here you can see that with this tuple, with tuple, you can use these two functions, count and index.
Okay.
Okay. So if I use this first one, so count, okay. So it will return the number of occurrences of value.
Mm-hmm.
So here if I give the occurrence of, let's say 10. Okay. So 10 is not present in this tuple. So
Right.
it will not return any error. So it will give me this output as 0.
Okay.
Now x dot count, let's say 7, so
Mm-hmm.
3. So
Okay.
7 has occurred 3 times, so 3. Okay, so it will count the number of occurrences. And then we have this function index,
Mm-hmm.
x dot index. So it will return the first index of value.
Okay.
Okay, first index of value means it will give me the first occurrence.
Okay.
Okay, so here if I write 7,
Three. Yeah.
so it will give me 3. So 0,
Three.
1, 2, 3.
Three. Yeah.
And I can also specify the start and the stop.
Okay.
If I write x dot index, let's say 10, so here
Mm-hmm.
I'll get an error, okay,
Okay.
with this index function.
Okay. With the count, you're not gonna get any. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.